What is up? What is up? How's everyone doing here tonight? I'm doing pretty good. How's everyone else doing? How's everyone doing here tonight? Okay, 1 second here. I'm doing pretty good. How's everyone else doing? I'm pulling up the SmackDown cards so we get everything in motion here. Results. Okay. I don't want to hear myself. All right, here we are. What is up? What is up? How well can you guys hear me? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. All right. So we're going to be talking about SmackDown here tonight. Let me pull up the stream. Okay, I see your comment. Okay. What is up, guys? Did you guys enjoy SmackDown tonight? That's the real question. Did I enjoy SmackDown tonight? Um, I enjoyed like the first hour. After that, it went downhill severely. I came into the show. I was looking forward to it all day. I was like, I was pretty looking forward to this show pretty much all day. And the show came on. I don't want to say it under delivered because it did what it needed to do. You know what I'm saying? The show really did what it needed to do, but at the same time, it's predictable filler garbage and nothing. It's just stupid. So tonight's episode of SmackDown starts off. You got Trick Williams in the ring, and he's coming out with Lil Yachty once again. Coming out with Lil Yachty. I thought he'd stop coming out with him by now. I wish he would. I don't want to see Lil Yachty every week on a wrestling program. I don't know about you guys, but I like to see wrestlers, not rappers. Like that Travis Scott shit that they did a year ago. Terrible. I didn't want to see that shit. So nice jacket. I appreciate you. I've had this jacket for like 3 years now, almost something like that. It's a hoodie. It's a struggle to get my hair to look right on these streams, man. I tell you. But you started off the show. Trick Williams comes down to the ring with Lil Yachty. He's got the U.S. title, and he's basically talking about what a superstar he is, and his parents are in the crowd, and he's talking about how proud his parents are of him. And I'm like, can you imagine these wrestlers when he's saying that? If this dude gets released in like a year, like how his mom's gonna feel, or after he loses the U.S. title. But she's sitting there in the crowd, and it's cool. I like seeing people, proud that their people made it. You know what I'm saying? But then the Miz and Kit Wilson come down. They interrupt Lil Yachty and Trick Williams. And I'm tired of seeing the Miz. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be surprised. I would not mind seeing him on the cut list if they do another one soon, like they did with the New Day and shit. I would not mind seeing the Miz be one of those on that list. I really wouldn't, because the Miz is just boring. He's been in the company for 20 years, and he's just boring, man. Like, there was one time where his shtick might have worked, but it doesn't work today. But he comes down to the ring anyways with Kit Wilson, the Miz and Kit Wilson. He basically tells Trick Williams he's gonna beat him up in front of his mom in the crowd, and Trick Williams gets triggered, and him and the Miz start fighting. I'm pretty sure Trick Williams wins because they're like rolling around the ring doing like that roll up pin into another roll up, and Trick Williams ends up getting the win that way. We all knew Trick Williams was winning. It didn't really do nothing much, honestly. I didn't really care for this opening. There was a couple things on this show that I liked, but I did not like this opening. He said Lil Yachty needs to go for real. I don't want to see him in wrestling, dude. I'm tired of seeing these people that don't fucking know wrestling in wrestling. Like, it's really just a slap in the face. It really is just a slap in the face. I'm not gonna lie. Do you guys like seeing non wrestlers on a wrestling program? I mean, you could argue, WWE's done these things forever. Willie Nelson at the earlier WrestleManias, Donald Trump. You could argue that, but they didn't get as involved. They would honestly show up as fans, or they might appear in there. I don't want to see them come out every week. Like, Lil came out with Trick. Didn't he come out with him at WrestleMania? He came out with him at Backlash. He's been coming out with him on SmackDown. Like, I don't want to see this shit. It just takes away from the credibility of the product. It really does. Now, there was something I did not like on this show tonight. Why the fuck do you bring Ricky Starks up? Why? Just to have him lose. This was what, his third match or some shit on the main roster. He gets brought up. You could argue that his character doesn't need to win, but I think that's bullshit. Um, he loses to Cody Rhodes. What was it, 2 weeks ago? And then a week ago he beats Matt Cardona. And then this week he loses to Carmelo Hayes. Now there's another part of the fan base that would argue that Carmelo needed the win also. To that, I say Ricky Starks has a lot more charisma than Carmelo Hayes. I really do. Like, it's just facts. Ricky Stark might not be the biggest dude, but he has charisma. There's no lying there. And none of these wrestling fans even know Ricky Starks. They didn't follow him before WWE or nothing. So they just see him as another vanilla midget. But in reality, they haven't seen the star that he is yet. I've seen it, so I know. But most people don't know that he's a star. And he really is. He can talk on the mic. He can wrestle. He could do all that. He's 36 freshly, so I mean he's got some time. He can do like a good 10-year run if he wanted. But yeah, he loses to Carmelo Hayes. I believe it was a roll up. It's always roll ups or interference. I'm tired of seeing the roll ups and I'm tired of seeing the interference. I don't think anyone wants to see that. It would be nice to start seeing some clean wins more than often, but a lot of people will say, well, they need to protect the wrestlers. It's wrestling. People need to win, people need to lose. It just is what it is. People are going to take losses. You just got to pick your spots. You got to do it right. You don't have wrestlers who need to be winning losing. It's just not how you do it. But Ricky Starks loses to Carmelo Hayes. There was another match with this is all by memory. Brie Bella and Paige versus Julia and Kiana James. Uh, Paige and Brie were out there wrestling, and I mean, it's a refresher to see some familiar faces. You know what I'm saying? On this roster, but at the same time, it's kind of just fillers for now. I mean, they're the women's tag champs. I could see. I feel like they might go for Nikki Bella coming back around SummerSlam because she's injured and having a match with Paige possibly, where they could do Brie turns on Paige. I feel like they're gonna do something like that because this team was never in the cards in the first place. It was supposed to be the Bella Twins winning the tag titles at WrestleMania. It was supposed to be the Bella Twins winning. But Nikki Bella gets injured and Paige is already coming back, so they just decide to insert her in that spot. And so they have some odd team, with Brie Bella and Paige, which they've been doing fine together. I mean, they fit better together than I thought they would. But, yeah, it's just that. There was another segment tonight. It was Jade, BFAB, and Meechin are in the ring cutting a promo, which I don't like that trio. I don't know. I just personally would never have BFAB or Meechin on my roster if these were my wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, Jade, Meechin, and BFAB are in the ring. Charlotte interrupts, and I'm like, okay, something interesting. Maybe they're leaning towards Charlotte and Jade. And it seems like they're trying to hold off on that for a while. so they could sell it at like a bigger pay per view. That's what I got. That's the vibe I got from it. They want to end up doing Jade and Charlotte at a bigger pay per view, which I'm okay with. But it kind of killed the momentum when Alexa came out because this is all they're doing this tag team shit. And then they did a tag team match with Charlotte Alexa versus Meechin and BFAB. There was a pretty funny spot where Charlotte looks at Jade and Charlotte flexes and she was just like, "Come and get it, bitch." It was just out of pocket and kind of out of nowhere, so it was kind of funny to see. Um, but what I didn't like was Alexa's been taking a lot of pins recently, and she hits her finisher. Alexa hits her finisher on who was it, Meechin, and they act like Alexa's about to get the win clean, which would have been good because she's been taking losses a lot recently. And right as she's about to get the pin, Jade just pulls her out of the ring, and then the match ends in disqualification, which is stupid. You could have just easily let Alexa pin Meechin, like it wouldn't have hurt nothing, and then made Alexa look good. See, no one comes looking good out of this. That's the thing. Who comes looking good out of this? But they almost seem like they're trying to set up for Jade and Charlotte, but they're trying to set up for Jade and Charlotte, but it looks like they don't want to rush into it. And they were Jade was throwing shots at Rhea Ripley because Rhea wasn't there, and why wasn't she? She's on SmackDown. She is the World Heavyweight Champion, or she the SmackDown, or she's the WWE Women's Champion. Who's the Women's World Heavyweight? Is it because okay, it's Liv because she beat Stephanie at WrestleMania. That's right. But so Rhea is the WWE Women's Champion, and Liv is the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. You said they're annoying. Oh yeah, I agree. I haven't liked Meechin since they brought her back. They brought her back in like 2022. Mia Yim. She was in TNA before. She had just had a match Bound for Glory 2022 against Mickey James, and then they bring her back like a month later. That was in October 2022 at Bound for Glory. They bring her back in like I want to say November. Like it was like right after that. Could have been October, but they've really done not much with her since then. This is probably the most they've done is put her in the stable with Jade. I guess they're just trying to give her and BFAB something to do, which BFAB was with Hit Row, if you remember, Top Dollar, and I can't even remember the other one right now. But they released them, and then BFAB still has a job, so I don't know what their plan is to do with her. So let's check what. Okay, there was a backstage segment with Sami Zayn kind of venting about the current state of wrestling to Johnny Gargano, who was like laying down halfway passed out, listening to Sami Zayn while he vents, and then Candice LeRae comes and she's like, I deserve a husband who doesn't lay down all the time or some shit. I don't know. It was random. I don't know. I don't know what they were going for with this segment. It involved Sami Zayn, Johnny Gargano, and Candice LeRae. Very weird segment. There was another segment with Sami Zayn before this in the night with him and Nick Aldis. And Nick Aldis, Sami Zayn was asking for a rematch for the U.S. title, even though he lost twice to Trick Williams at WrestleMania and Backlash. And Nick Aldis just calls Sami Zayn entitled, and Sami Zayn acts like he just called him the worst name of all time. And then I don't know. The whole show, he's just whining about it. Shockingly enough, I don't hate Sami Zayn as much as I used to, even though he blocked me on Twitter. Um, I used to dislike Sami Zayn. I still don't really care that much for him, but compared to other wrestlers on the roster, there's a lot more who are more intolerable than he is. So that's that. But yeah, I don't know what they're really going for here. Just like they're back to square one with Sami Zayn of not knowing where to go with him, not knowing where to run with him. They're kind of just back to that. Okay, so we're gonna check these. And tonight they were in Columbia, South Carolina, so that's cool. Close to me tonight. Uh, I'm trying to. Okay, Miz Trick Williams. We've seen that. Yes, I talked about Brie Bella and Paige. Yeah, there was a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green. I don't know if they're gonna feud them for the U.S. title. Um, I mean, shit, cool. I'm down for it. Um, but it's better than whatever else they're doing recently. American. I seen something where Chelsea Green's apparently taking acting classes, so I don't know what she's trying to do differently in WWE because she just loses all the time. Chelsea Green roll. Okay, yeah, I see that. Cody Rhodes makes his entrance. Okay, that was the contract signing. Okay, with Royce. Okay, so yeah, that was the contract signed tonight. Royce Keys. So Royce Keys basically interrupted the contract signing because Gunther was being hesitant to sign the contract tonight. And so Royce Keys interjected and came out. He was like, if you won't sign it, I will type shit. And then Nick Aldis comes out and is like, oh, there's going to be a one-on-one match tonight between Royce Keys and Gunther to determine who's going to face Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy on May 31st of this year. And so I'm like, okay, cool main event, but it's a predictable main event. Um, so we'll get to that. But where? Well, okay, let's see what was after that. So yeah, they basically announced that. And then you seen Solo Sikoa backstage giving Tama Tonga instructions saying the tag titles can wait and asking if Tama Tonga understands the assignment because Tama Tonga has a match with Damian Priest. Then Shinsuke, they follow up on what they were doing last week where Shinsuke's trying to talk to Tama Tonga. I don't know if he's trying to recruit him or form some kind of alliance with Tama Tonga. But Tama Tonga basically is being very aggressive towards Shinsuke. He warned him last week to stay away from his brother. And this week, Shinsuke tried to talk to Tama Tonga again, and then Tama Tonga put him through a table backstage. So that was cool. Like Tama Tonga's cool. Like at first, I didn't really care for him, but I liked that match with him and Damien last week. But Damien should have won that match, in my opinion. So yeah, Shinsuke gets put through a table. Gunther complains to Nick Aldis saying they had a deal and he shouldn't have added voice keys and stuff like that. And Aldis says, yeah, they had a deal, but he overplayed his hand, listened to Paul Heyman too much, and now he's got to earn his shot. Yeah, and then you see Carmelo Hayes come out, and he has his match with Ricky Saints, which was a cool match. Ricky Saints just oozes charisma. You know what I'm saying? I really think he should have won, but Carmelo Hayes won, but I don't think it hurts his character. I think soon enough the fans will see that Ricky Starks is charismatic. I personally already know that he's charismatic because I started being a fan of him in like 2023. Even though I first seen him back in the day because he had in like 2016 he had like a local competitor match with Kane, and he was also like one of those local competitors back in 2013 in those Ryback bullying segments that they would do on SmackDown, and they did it at SummerSlam 2013, I think. Also, that's just pure wrestling memory right there. But yeah, Carmelo Hayes gets the win. I believe he. I think this was also a roll up. I can't remember, but and then you have R Truth rolls up on Royce Keys backstage and calls him a big boy and all this other stuff. And then Damien, intervenes and they have some words. And then you have Damian Priest versus Tama Tonga this week. Last week he faced Tama Tonga, and I actually liked this because this week they gave Damian Priest a clean win, which is good. I don't like seeing him get buried. I mean, Damian Priest is like 43 years old, but he could still go, and he looks like he can actually beat someone up. So he just needs to work on his mic skills a little bit, and he's got a good theme song, and he's got a good entrance. He's just got to work on his mic skills. I feel like, and his character a little bit, and and his confidence. He really needs to work on his confidence. I feel like he doesn't have enough confidence. I feel like that's really what Damian Priest lacks. There's a lot of confidence. Said Damian finally getting win. Yeah, that was good. I'm a fan of Damian Priest. I liked his. I think he needs to work on his mic skills, but I like his move set in the ring, and he's got a good look and stuff. He's 43 years old, but whatever. I'm sure he can probably go till he's like 50 at this point, like most people do. But if that's the case, he could go for another 6, 7 years. So, but Damian Priest is 5 years in currently. He debuted in 2021 on the main roster. So Damian Priest is a little over 5 years in on his main roster run, and at this state, it's been up and down. In 2024, he won a world title actually, but now he's the current WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion with R-Truth, and it's. I feel like at some point he should probably climb the ranks again. But who knows what they'll do with him? I mean, it looks like that's what they're aiming to do because he got a clean win over Tama Tonga tonight. They need to split him and R-Truth, have let Damien go on a good heel run, and really let him dive into that deep darkness of his character. You know what I'm saying? That's what they should do. That's what I would have them do, if I'm being honest, because I've liked Damien for a while. I thought he had a good look. The first time I ever saw Damien Priest, because I didn't watch NXT Black and Gold. I always watched wrestling, but I never watched NXT Black and Gold. I would only see clips because I wasn't a mark. You know what I'm saying? So with NXT Black and Gold, I never watched every week. I would only see clips. There was wrestlers who came from NXT Black and Gold that ended up getting transitioned to the main roster that I liked. You know what I'm saying? There was quite a few, but there was also a lot of bad ones too. But Damien, um, he actually appeared at Survivor Series 2019. It was the Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT tag match. But his main roster debut was at Royal Rumble 2021. He actually eliminated Kane in the Royal Rumble, and here we are 5 years later, and I don't think they've done everything they could do with him in that time. Even though he has won a world title and he's a current tag champ. I seen something earlier today that Damian Priest is only one title away from being a Grand Slam champion, which is crazy. He Damian has won. Damian Priest has won the United States title. He's won the tag team titles, I believe Raw and SmackDown tag titles. He's won the World Heavyweight Championship, and he just needs to win an Intercontinental title, and he'll be a Grand Slam champion. So I could definitely see that at some point. Who is the current IC champ? It's IC titles on Raw because Trick is the U.S. champ and it's on SmackDown. Tiffany's the women's U.S. champ. Becky's the women's IC champ, and who the fuck is the IC champ on Raw? Bro, it's not Braun Breaker. Damn it, who the fuck is it? My mind goes blank. Um, I'll end up figuring it out. My mind goes fucking blank sometimes, but yeah, it's gonna eat me alive if I can't think of who it is. Um, who the fuck? Why is my head just? Oh, it's Penta, isn't it? Penta. Yeah, it's Penta. That's right. I knew I would end up thinking of it. Damien is a. You said Damien is a failed potential. I have no idea why they won't do anything with him. I think it's just because Damien doesn't have a lot of confidence, and who knows, maybe he doesn't have the confidence because he doesn't have confidence in WWE and TKO's booking. That's the only thing I can guess. That's the only thing I can guess. Damien used to be a fat dude, and he got in really good shape. If you go look in his, I don't know if it was ROH or something else that he wrestled. It was the Indies, but yeah, he's got potential. But he got a clean win tonight, so I think that was good. It was good to see him get a clean win. So hopefully they keep it up with him. He won with the South of Heaven finisher. And then that's when you had the Jade Cargill segment that I talked about with Alexa Bliss, who has lost all her aura. She's been trying to play this dark Bray Wyatt esque character since either late 2020 or early 2021. I could ask AI real fast. I know it had to be late 2020 or early 2021 when she started doing that character. I want to say it was December of 2020. Between December of 2020 to February 2021. So let me ask. When did Alexa. Hold on. Damn it. When did Alexa Bliss start doing the dark Bray Wyatt esque character? I know it had to be somewhere between December 2020 to February 2021. Is that correct or no?
Her transformation
Can you repeat
her
that?
transformation started looping. Oh sure. Just saying that her transformation actually started way back in the summer of 2020, not during the time frame you mentioned. It began when she was involved in Bray Wyatt's feud with Braun Strowman. Does that clarify things?
Oh, I thought it was when she had her feud when the feud was with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, the Fiend.
Right. The feud with Randy Orton was definitely a big part of that dark character. But she actually started aligning with The Fiend a few months earlier in the storyline with Braun Strowman. That's when the really twisted stuff started to show up.
Okay, so yeah, that was that Extreme Rules House of Horror shit around that time. I'm guessing that they filmed in Florida. Let me go back to my comments so I can stay up with that.
Between December of 2020 to February 2021.
Damien is failed to. Okay, yeah, I read that comment. Okay, so let's get back with it, guys. Okay, I read that. That was stupid that they just didn't let Alexa get the pin because she hits her finisher and they make it look like she's going to, but then it gets a disqualification. Yeah, and then Gunther versus Royce Keys. Tonight's show felt short. Was it a 2 hour show? I think tonight's show was only 2 hours, so they're already back to 2 hours now. Well, I tuned in at 8 o'clock. Did it start at 8? Because I'm pretty sure it ended at 10. Tonight's show, but we got a couple. They might be going with Jade and Rhea at Clash in Italy, or they could, or or maybe they'll do like a number one contender or something. Jade and Charlotte. I have no idea, or they might save that for when Jade wins the title back from Rhea. They'll have Jade defend against Charlotte, but I'm pretty confident that at some point Jade Cargill will end up winning the title back from Rhea. I just don't see a world where it doesn't make sense for that to happen. It just makes perfect sense. Where's my split on? But yeah, are you guys liking the current state of where they're heading? We got new stars like Jacob Fatu. You guys have faith in him. Ricky Starks, Royce Keys. There's been a couple exciting new names that's came on the roster recently. Raw, I will say though, I enjoy SmackDown shows way more than Raw, and I think it's absolute utter bullshit that since WrestleMania you haven't had. Well, CM Punk appeared on the Raw after Mania, but CM Punk, Drew, and Randy Orton have all basically been gone since WrestleMania. So can you imagine back then? Say they do WrestleMania 15, right, and then the next night on Raw, Stone Cold, The Rock, Big Show, Vince, they're just all not on the show and they don't show up for like a month. Can you just imagine that? Like all the stuff they could be setting up, Drew, Randy, but it is going to be exciting when Drew comes back because I think they're going to fill the spots perfectly because the show's only 2 hours now. They released a lot of the jobbers that were on this show, and I'm glad to see that. I don't know how Meechin and BFAB still have a job. I really don't. They shouldn't. I'm tired of seeing these people on my screen, but I don't want to see them bring Ricky Starks in just to be another failed talent. Just to be another fucking failed talent. They have failed so many people. Who the fuck writes for these people? And I get it. Some characters have to have charisma, but there's a whole writing team there that's responsible for handling the booking of these people. Do they not know how to write a fucking show? I seen something. People leaked the pages of a lot of the WWE writers, the Twitter pages, and apparently a lot of the WWE writers who write these shows. There was about three of them. There are three females with she, her, and they or some shit in their Twitter bio as their pronouns. So that's who's writing for these shows. She, they, and her. You said it was 3 hours tonight? I thought it was only two. Maybe it was three. Damn, it didn't feel like 3 hours. It felt like a 2 hour show. But They are going back to 2 hours recently. I mean, recently, soon. They're going back to 2 hours soon, which I'm excited for. I think that'll cut out a lot of the garbage bullshit filler. I'd rather see people fighting for spots on the show than see a big ass wide show with not enough talent to fill it. I'd much rather see that. People fighting over a spot than a big ass show with not enough talent, not enough good talent that I want to watch. But it looks like 2026 is just going to be another bullshit year on autopilot till WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, you're just going to waste a whole nother year. Like, they had to go backwards with this Roman shit because they had no other ideas. In what world was it ever a good idea to go backwards? Like, oh, like, think about how stupid they look. Roman goes on a 4 year title reign and and they do the bloodline shit. That's supposed to be a once in a lifetime run. A run that's only done once in a lifetime. And they do it and then oh, Roman's off to Hollywood. What's Roman doing next? Is Roman gonna be a part time? Well, is he gonna wrestle the Undertaker schedule? What's he gonna do? Oh, he's just gonna win this other title and we're gonna reform the bloodline and he's gonna come out and say, acknowledge me. Buffalo, ignore like the same shit. The same shit. So we're just gonna watch the same shit for another 4 years. Is that what WWE wants to tell us? That we're gonna have to sit down and watch the same shit we've already seen for another 4 years? Nothing new. They're focused way too much when they write these shows, and I can see it. They are focused entirely way too much on just trying to keep the show running, trying to get the shows put out. They're trying to get their shit in, basically. That's all they're trying to do is get their shit in. They're trying to keep the ship sailing. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to keep the ship sailing, but they're not trying to focus too much on the shows. You know why? Because there's too much content. There's entirely way too much content. There's a new WWE show every single day, it seems like now. The speed bullshit on Twitter that no one watches. That, who was it, Lexus King, who is Brian Pillman's son, also known as Brian Pillman Jr. One sec. Also known as Brian Pillman Jr. But I made a video a couple days ago, or yesterday, or today, whenever it was, about how King Kong Bundy's WWE run was only 4 years, and how there's people that are in NXT, people in NXT that have been in WWE longer than in NXT longer than 4 years. Yet back then, King Kong Bundy's whole run was 4 fucking years, and WWE in 2020 was 6 years ago. When you look back, not that much has really changed since then. That roster still looks very, very similar. Just a few guys in AEW. You said Lexus King should be pushed. He's been in NXT for a few years now. He came from AEW. He was uh, Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW. I'm gonna go to the screen for about 2 minutes. He was Brian, but I'll still talk. He was Brian Pillman Jr. in AEW, and we put this graphic up because we want everybody to be comfortable during these streams. Grab your drinks, your sodas, grab everything like that. We're here to talk about SmackDown. I'm not sure exactly how long this stream will be. I'm assuming it'll probably be under 2 hours. More than likely. More than likely be under 2 hours. Maybe we'll hit right at two, but we'll be here to talk about the future of WWE. We'll be here to answer questions. These streams have been doing pretty well. So my subscriber count is growing very gradually, and I appreciate it. I think I gain on an average like 2 to 3 subs per stream. Two, I'm rolling up, by the way. 2 or 3 subs per stream. That is incredible for right now. I mean, we're stacking bricks, man. We're stacking bricks. I'm gonna be the next name in the YWC. Mark my words. I will be the next big name in the YWC. You know why? Because I got no choice but to be. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna be here tomorrow after Collision. We're gonna be here Monday after Raw. We're gonna be here for AEW Dynasty, or is it Dynasty? Or no, it's Double or Nothing. My fault. But we're gonna be here for it. We're gonna be here for it all. That I can promise you. I've really been wanting to get back into figures. So WWE has been advertising these really cool ass figures. And I noticed something. Did they stop selling Jesse Ventura figures for a long time? Because they're advertising a new Jesse Ventura figure. And I know Jesse signed a new deal, I believe, in late 2024 with WWE to be on Saturday night's main event. And they're selling these new King Kong Bundy, Jesse Ventura. They got a bunch of old school wrestlers. They're the figures are Target exclusives. You said that's good. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah. So from my last stream, I gained 3 subs. 3 subs. But to anyone tuning in, you're witnessing the next voice in the YWC. Be honored to be here. Nah, I'm just playing with you guys. But we will be though. We will be. We got no choice but to be. We sink or we swim, and we're gonna swim in this fucking community. We're gonna swim in this fucking community. I'll tell you that right now. Because we need to make wrestling cool again. And I'll tell you right now, all these fucking nerds in the YWC ain't gonna fucking do it. Because they're fucking bums. They're nerds. They don't fucking know. They're not leaders. They don't know this product the way that we know this product. They don't tell it the way we tell it. We tell it because we got no choice but to tell it that way. But to tell it straight up. Because what am I going to do? Fuck, I look like getting on here lying to you guys about wrestling. We're here to tell the truth. We're not here to lie about the shit. We're going to be here after every fucking stream and we're going to talk about these shows. We're going to tell you that this shit sucks. And we're going to tell you what's good. If it's good, we'll tell you. If it's not, we're going to tell you it fucking sucks. And that's the reality of it. Get used to it. We're going to be here. We're going to be here. AW Collision tomorrow. But we got Raw on Monday. I'm interested to see how they're going to set up Clash in Italy. Jade and Rhea again. I think Jade should probably win. Do Jade and Charlotte at SummerSlam, but knowing them, they'll try to drag it out to a fucking WrestleMania because WWE has proven one thing: they know how to milk shit the fuck out. They milked out Jimmy and Jay like almost a year in advance for WrestleMania. They milked out Ray and Dominic for WrestleMania. Collision should be good. Oh yeah, I'm excited for Collision. They announced a couple matches. Let me read them off. AEW Collision, what is it, May 17th, 16th? AEW Collision. I believe it's in Maryland, by the way. Let's see what's going on tomorrow. World title match tomorrow. Or it's about to be today because it's 11:58 p.m. We watched AEW. It was an okay show. It wasn't bad. AEW World Title match: Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Sammy Guevara. I thought he got injured or something. AEW TBS Championship match: Willow Nightingale versus Red Velvet. Not sure about them. AEW Women's World Tag Title Eliminator match: Divine Dominion versus to be announced. Samoa Joe and Anthony Bowens, who was the gay dude in the Acclaimed, who was with Billy Gunn. They did the Scissor Me Daddy Ass shit. Uh, the Acclaimed, top of the chain, so I bet you know the name. Getting all the fans entertained. The Acclaimed, that group. Man, the amount of losers in this fucking community is insane. They can't even put out a fucking video. They made a YouTube channel in 2008 or 2009, put out a lot of good wrestling DVD content and other wrestling content for years, and then just stop uploading. Been crying for the last 10 years. People like that can't make long videos. They only make 6-second videos, 2-minute videos once every 7 months. Can't be one of those, man. When I tell you we're in on this YouTube shit. I'm gonna start working on sponsorships and brand deals. We're here to stay in this community. I tell you, we're gonna be a driving force in this shit. That's all we can do. That is all we can do for this garbage ass product that we are forced to sit down and watch every week because we are wrestling fans and we're gonna keep watching. That's just how it is. We might tune out every once in a while, but we're always gonna come back because we want the shit to get better and it never gets better. But we're gonna sit here and try to watch it get better anyway. That's just how it is. Who are you referring to? Mr. Gemini 888. who's not really who's not really Gemini 888, not really, I wouldn't say too crazy known. He's known in a very niche. He said, "Bro, your mic is so quiet tonight. Let's talk about the Real Star SmackDown page." Your mic is so quiet tonight. Let's talk about the Real Star SmackDown page. If my mic is quiet, why did nobody else tell me my mic is quiet? I have no idea why it would be so quiet. Maybe it's because it's not right up on my mouth. It sounds fine to me. Maybe I'm just talking quiet. I don't know. How well can you guys hear me? Let me know down below. Come on, come on. Someone let me know down below. I'm waiting. Can you hear me well? Can you not hear me well? Let me know. Who's going to tell me? I need to know how good my audio is. You said it's louder now? Yeah, I'm speaking up and I put it a little bit closer to my mouth. Was it that bad? I hope not. I think you guys were able to hear me the whole time though, because y'all were asking questions that were on topic. Do you claim top of the chain? So I bet you know the name. Getting all the fans entertained. I used volume booster 250% so I could hear you now. Dude, are you sure it's not your device? Because I can hear myself just fine. I'm trying to hear myself. I can hear myself. Maybe it's not the best audio. I have no idea. I have a few different mics. I just like using this one because it's comfortable. This mic is very comfortable to me. But yeah, we're here to talk about SmackDown. That's what we've been talking about tonight. And what did WWE accomplish tonight? I don't think they accomplished anything. I really don't. I mean, they got through the motions. That's all they ever do. And they're just going to be on coast. They're just going to be on coast until Clash in Italy. Because that's all. That's just all they know. We got to get our shit in. We got to get these shows out. We're not going to add nothing of substance or value. I'm tired of hopping on these shows and then wasting our time. But I will say it didn't necessarily feel like a chore tonight to get through the show. I mean, the show wasn't the worst show I've ever seen. I've seen a lot of bad SmackDowns. Trust me, I've seen a lot of bad SmackDowns. A lot of bad SmackDowns. 2022 was a terrible fucking year for SmackDown. 2020, I think 2022 might have been the worst year of all time for SmackDown. I'm not even gonna lie, that year was fucking terrible. They accomplished making everyone excited for SmackDown to switch to 2 hours. Hey, that's a good point. That's a great point, and I can't wait for them to go back to 2 hours. It's gonna make these shows so much more watchable, I'm telling you. And they released a good, like, 1/3 of their fucking SmackDown roster, so and why did they do this shit tonight? They announced, will Gunther be signing with SmackDown or something, whatever shit it was, when they already announced that he would be. It doesn't make any sense. They never make fucking sense. But the moment that the bell rang in that main event, I just got a comment. The moment that that bell rang in the main event between Royce Keys and Gunther, the moment that that bell rang, s- um, started off. I knew somehow, some way, Solo Sikoa would interfere because they did a segment earlier in the night where Solo Sikoa offered help to Royce Keys. Because I was like, there's no way they're gonna let Gunther pin Royce Keys clean. I mean, Royce Keys is 41, Gunther's 38, turning 39, but Royce Keys just debuted. They're not going to have him lose like that. I mean, they had him lose. I knew he was going to lose, but um, I was like, but who's going to interfere? Because I couldn't really think. I was like, Cody. I was like, no, that doesn't really make sense because Cody's a baby face and he's the world champion. So why would he interfere? And then I was like, oh wait, Solo Sikoa. That's right, because Solo Sikoa asked Hobbs, aka Royce Keys, if he needed help earlier in the night, and so I was like, yeah, he's definitely gonna come out. Solo Sikoa's gotta get a new hairstyle, man. He looks like a fucking skunk. It just doesn't. It looks corny, man. You gotta get that shit touched up or fixed or something. That shit's gotta go. That hairstyle. You've been rocking that hairstyle for a while now, and it just ain't it, man. You're in your 30s, man. You gotta get a new hairstyle. To Solo Sikoa. But anyways, Solo Sikoa and Royce Keys get into it. He hands Solo hands Royce Keys a chair, but then Royce Keys shocks everybody and throws it at Solo, and then what's his face Gunther wins with a power bomb. Great way to fucking bury someone like Royce Keys. Great fucking way. He said Taz wannabe, except Royce Keys is a lot bigger than Taz. Taz was small. I see why he wasn't pushed on the main roster. I think that Taz was small, man. Like he was stocky, but he was small. He wasn't even like Otis small. He was like shorter than Otis. Otis is probably like 5'8", 5'9". Taz had to be like 5'4", 5'5". He was short. He was a short one for sure. He probably wasn't much taller than Rey Mysterio. But Royce Keys, he's got potential. I don't think he's like a world champion or anything like that, but he could be like one of those contenders that get fed. You know what I'm saying? To the main event guys. He could be like a good. I could see him being like a maybe a US or IC champ. Even back in the day, being the US or IC champ meant you were going to be elevated to a world title though. So what's the point in him winning that if he's never can win the world titles? I don't know, but his build height was 5'8". Yeah, he definitely wasn't 5'8". Um, I don't know. Maybe ECW. I don't know if ECW was more honest with heights than WWE. I would assume possibly because they don't have that superstar persona that Vince McMahon had for his wrestlers. Man, I just haven't been super impressed by Royce Keys so far. This feud with Solo certainly isn't going to help his cause. Yeah, it's just something to get him going, to keep him on the road, to keep him working. Royce Keys might end up getting a win over Solo or something, but what's he really going to do? Because these guys just get built up and they just get fed to the Romans, to the Gunthers, to the Codys. It's just the same concept over and over and over again. It seems like the wrestlers who I actually like and want to see win, they never do. Like Drew McIntyre, he's cool to see, but he wins the world title earlier this year, and it was really just like a hush belt, like here now, shut the hell up belt to Drew McIntyre. And then Drew drops it to Cody right before WrestleMania, which was the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. I'm tired of this era where they got to keep the belt on these plastic motherfuckers like Cody and Roman. I'm tired. They're manufactured and they're fake. That's all it is. And easy to put Cody on a poster or on an action figure and little kids buy it. Like it's bullshit, man. Like, oh, we get it. Oh, if you don't like WWE, it's for little kids, then watch something else. What the fuck else is there to watch? TNA? I ain't fucking watching TNA. TNA is I will admit every once in a while I'll check TNA out. Every once in a blue moon when they have like an old school pay-per-view or something like Genesis or Lockdown or something like that or what Final Destination, Bound for Glory. But TNA's product is just horrible. It's like every Thursday, but it's just awful. I might have to check it out again soon. I want to watch something new. There's also JCW Lunacy, which I can't really get into that. It just looks too low budget. Not necessarily that matters, but Vince Russo writes for them. There's House of Glory in New York that JD from New York used to commentate for. I don't know if he still does. But Royce Keys, you said you've not been super impressed. Well, Royce Keys, you also got to keep in mind he's already 41 years old, so he doesn't have that long. So he don't have that much time for them to be playing around with him. So he might can come in for a good 4 to 5 year run. You know what I'm saying? But what else is he going to do after that? You bring a guy like Royce Keys in. I think Royce Keys was brought in to look good against jobbers and then job out to main event guys. JD still does commentary for House of Glory. It's a promotion worth watching. I'll be honest with you. I've only ever seen clips in House of Glory. I know JD lives in New York, so he's not far from House of Glory. But I like JD's story. I will say, he started off doing them shows with Joe Cronin. He really started for nothing, and he just grinded his way to where he is, and he deserves to be where he is. I'll give him that. You know, he could still be a douchebag. We all know that, but you know, he's entertaining to watch. You can't take that away from him. You said Uh, Royce Key. What about him? JD still? Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Rolls Royce Key. But Royce Keys will just be one of those guys that end up getting fed to Cody probably at some point, and that's really it. And then he'll just fall down the ranks, and then like 2 years from now be released. That's probably just how it's gonna go. I don't really see it going any other way. I could see them having a feud with him and Drew at some point when Drew comes back. Drew will probably be back in the next couple weeks, I would assume. And I think he went to film a movie or something after WrestleMania. But Drew lost clean to Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not sold on Jacob Fatu. I'm not sold on Jacob Fatu. I really don't. I really don't know. I'm really just not sold on him. I mean, he's okay to watch in the ring. You know what I'm saying? He's just a very small guy. He's probably like 5'10", 5'9". But they try to he's small there's a lot of other guys that are short that are good, but the way for his character, you can't be a 5'9", 5'10" guy and they try to portray you as some fucking monster. You know what I'm saying? It's just not gonna work. Especially if you're just from the streets and you don't have any kind of athletic background, like if you're like a Kurt Angle per se. But Jacob Fatu, I'm just not sold on him. I'm really not sold on him. I have no idea. I'm just not. Um, they're making him look dominant and stuff against Roman Reigns, kicking out of 2 spears at Backlash, and going batshit crazy after the match and attacking Roman and choking him and stuff. And then he comes out on Raw and goes batshit crazy on Roman again. How are we supposed to take him seriously going batshit crazy when at the end of the day he gets speared and he gets pinned 1, 2, 3 and he doesn't win the title? How serious can we really take him? His future will be worse than that. They'll throw him in a tag team division. Maybe him and Ricky Saints. Maybe. I like Ricky Saints though. I think the people who bury Ricky Saints on Twitter are the people who don't know Ricky Saints. They just see a new wrestler and they just want to hate him from the start. You know what I'm saying? They haven't really followed him. Ricky Saints is very, very, very good on the mic, and he knows how to wrestle too. So, and I think the fans will end up seeing that very soon. And I think he'll end up. I predict Ricky Saints will end up getting over at some point. Kind of like he'll end up getting over if he's a babyface. But if he's a heel, I could see him playing such a good heel that the fans will boo him. She said Royce Keys is too bland. I agree. He's a meathead. He's a meathead, but for some reason he's bland and shit. But I can't lie, I enjoy watching his matches. Like he's bland. I don't see too much of a future with him other than to be fed to Cody and Roman or some other top main event guy, Drew. But for some reason his matches are fun to watch in the ring. I don't know. To me, like I like his spine buster. I think it's cool. But I mean, he doesn't have the best moves. He but you know, it's always cool to see someone who actually looks like a wrestler in the ring in 2026. I can mostly appreciate that. There's been a lot of bad big guys over the years, so the standard and the bar for big guys that can actually get in there and wrestle is very low. Very, very, very low. I don't want to Diet Coke, man. Yeah, I'm not really seeing it with Jacob Fatu. I'm just not gonna lie. I don't know why they're pushing him so hard. I've just so far found that his run has been he's just very boring. He almost looks like one of those little street dudes who's just glad to be there. Like imagine like just because one person in the family is a star doesn't mean the whole family should be brought in. Imagine I get brought in and then I bring a cousin who's a crackhead off the street in just because we're related. That's kind of how Jacob Fatu feels. I don't know. I don't think Jacob Fatu can carry it on his shoulders. I really don't. I don't think he can carry the weight of being the top guy on his shoulders the way Roman has, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if he just doesn't care anymore. Roman is fucking boring, dude. He has got to like I don't know what it is. He's like I said, he's better than he. I don't even know if I'd say that honestly, but he's more confident on the mic than he used to be. There's no doubt about that. But the fact is Roman is very boring, and that's just a fact. Very, very, very boring. I don't know what they'll end up doing. They'll probably have a match with him and Jacob Fatu clash in Italy. That's what I could see happening more than likely. Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, and then they'll have another screwy finish where Jacob doesn't get the belt. I'll be surprised if they end up pulling the trigger on him. That'd be interesting. But something that we've barely talked about is the women's division tonight. What do you guys currently think, if you're in here watching, about the state of the women's division? And before you guys answer that question, hit the like button. We're here, we're chatting. Help us get these likes in and push our video to the algorithm. But so far in the women's division, I think the women's division's pretty decent right now. The only problem is a lot of the women kind of seem like they're not too passionate about what they're doing. Some of them, I will say Chelsea Green's very passionate about what she's doing. She's taking acting classes and stuff like that, but at the end of the day her character loses a lot. So I don't know what she'll be past like just an entertaining character that loses to everyone. The women's division is the best part of SmackDown right now. Like those house shows coming up for SmackDown is for Cody and the women's division. Yeah, it looks like they're about to enter like a feud with Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green for the United States title. Hopefully, they can put on a good program. I would honestly have Chelsea take the belt off of Tiffany Stratton. Have Tiffany Stratton, have Tiffany Stratton go for a world title or move her to Raw. Do something fresh. What's the women's division on Raw is pretty stale. I mean, you got Io Sky, like it's just very stale. Asuka's leaving. There's not a lot of women on the Monday Night Raw roster. It seems like that are of substance. So why don't you bring Tiffany Stratton over to Monday Night Raw? Who knows? They can have her feud with Liv Morgan and take the World Heavyweight title. That's something new, something different. I seen a report earlier where Liv Morgan's going to do that trouble entrance at SummerSlam that she did at WrestleMania. Like, who wants to see that cringe ass shit? I don't want to see this fucking America's Got Talent bullshit for an entrance. I just don't want to see it. But I think you could bring you could have that. See, if I'm booking this show, I would have Chelsea take the title off Tiffany, move Tiffany over to Raw, let her fucking bring something to the Raw Women's division that's very stale and lacking any life or substance to it. Charlotte is the only one that seems like she could wrestle. Well, I think Charlotte has already proven herself as the greatest women's wrestler in the ring of all time. She's every women's match that you could name that's great or that you would look up and most people would all collectively agree that it's great involves Charlotte 9 times out of 10. Charlotte, Sasha, Hell in a Cell 2016. Charlotte's had a bunch of good matches on Raw too. She had a good one against Sasha for the women's title in July 2016. Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, WrestleMania 32 was great. Charlotte's had a lot. She had a good match against Trish Stratus, SummerSlam 2019. She's had a lot of great matches, and it seems like when Charlotte is wrestling, she kind of makes the women's division kind of feel legit, even though she's kind of been washed the last few years. I feel like, um, so she might be entering a feud with Jade, so maybe she could resurrect herself somehow. Charlotte does have a very good way of making the women's division feel like a legit thing, I will say. But even though she's kind of been washed the last 4 to 5 years, I feel like um she had a great run from like 2015 to like 2019, I would say. That 4 year period. But she's had a lot of great matches. There's a lot of stars in the women's division. They just got to be booked properly. There's also a lot that needs to be taken up out of there. They need to sweep a lot of the. You know, I said that they should release Bailey at some point. I don't necessarily think they should release her, but she's definitely not on the same level as the other four horsewomen. I think she's proven that because they've all four been in WWE all this time. They've had all the time in the world to prove who is the most consistent, and it's not Bailey. She was given a chance at Royal Rumble 2024, wins the Royal Rumble, wins the title at WrestleMania. What did she do during that title reign until SummerSlam or whatever? Absolutely jack fucking shit. Lost the title to Nia Jax, I believe. She didn't do shit with that title. So why would we want to put a title back on Bailey when she was given a chance 2 years ago and she failed? Had a boring ass title reign. Oh, because of bad booking. Bad booking does play in. I would say when someone has charisma and their career fails, yes, it's due to bad booking. But you could book someone like Bailey amazing, but at the end of the day, she's still not going to connect necessarily with the audience, the casual audience watching at home, because she doesn't have that charisma to connect with the people. You know, a woman they should really be doing something with. You said that you know a woman they should really be doing something with. Jordan Grace. Her matches are always so entertaining. She was against Blake Monroe in a dark match tonight. Yeah, I've been seeing the Blake Monroe vignettes, who not many people know, but she was Mariah May. Blake Monroe was Mariah May in AEW. So she kind of got over a little bit. I think she had a feud with Tony Storm in AEW, and then she signed with WWE and went to NXT as Blake Monroe, and she's coming to SmackDown. So I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of her other than clips that I've seen, but we'll see where it goes, man. The women's division could use some stars right now. They really could. And you said Jordan Grace should be being pushed. I think she should be fighting for the women's US title. I don't understand why she's not. Because why did they even sign her if they're not going to do nothing with her? She came from TNA. They acted like she was a big star in TNA, and they bring her over to WWE just not to do anything with her. It's kind of crazy. It really is kind of crazy because they should definitely be doing something with her. I feel like I don't understand. But the women's division kind of feels a little bit directionless right now. I mean, where do you go? I mean, you got Rhea and Jade. I guess they're gonna do. I really don't know. At some point, they're teasing Charlotte and Jade. But the women's division needs stars right now. They need to mix it up and do something. I don't know when Naomi's gonna come back. I don't understand. Naomi finally gets over. Naomi debuted on the main roster in like 2012. She was in NXT in 2010. She didn't get over at least she didn't get over until 2025 with that caution gimmick. So it took Naomi like 13 years on the main roster or so to get over, or however long it was. 2012. Yeah, what at 2012 to 25. She finally gets over and then gets pregnant and leaves, which is understandable, but she hasn't really announced any plans to return. I haven't really heard anything, but they need to bring some stars in. Bring in Carmella, bring in somebody, man. They got to bring some stars in because the women's division's kind of lacking in stars right now. I mean, they brought Paige back, but Paige, she's not going to be that main eventer putting on bangers. You know what I'm saying? In 2014, 2015, she could do that. She could do that because the standard was low, but she's not going to be able to keep up in the ring with some of these women that can actually go in the ring, like Tiffany Stratton and people like that. But I would like to see something fresh like that. But who knows if they'll actually end up doing it or not. Are you guys a fan of the current state of how the women's division is? I don't enjoy seeing the women's tag titles that much. I mean, it gives them something to do, I guess. That's one positive. Clash in Italy is such a boring filler show. And then after Clash in Italy, we got Night of Champions. We got five people in the house. What's good? What's good? And my streams have been getting growing a lot, especially the replays. People come back and watch them. And I appreciate you guys for doing that for real. We're trying to be a voice up in the YWC. That's what we're working on every day. We're here to review all these shows: Collision, SmackDown, Raw, you name it, all the pay per views. And before them, all that, before all of that, we have. Oh yeah, you said Saturday night's main event. Yeah, I seen they announced a match with the Ethan Page and Penta, a tag match with Logan Paul and the Vision, Logan Paul and Austin Theory versus the Street Profits. That's two matches. I believe they announced one with Jacob Fatu and Jay Uso as well. I'm not 100% sure about that. I mean, it's something to watch, I guess. It's not really going to lead to anything, let's be real, unless Ethan Page wins the IC title. What do I think about Ethan Page's character? You said not really. Ethan, not really what? Ethan, oh, excited. Ethan Page is a new star on Raw who they debuted, and he kind of seems like he has a little bit of charisma, but he kind of also seems very dislikable, almost like to the point to where like he's get off my TV. He could not right now, but I'm saying in the future he could end up being get off my TV worthy if he kind of like in that dominant category where you just have no fucking interest in seeing him. But I could be wrong. He could end up being likable as a heel or a face. I don't know. You said Saturday night's main event's a filler show for sure. I mean, I like that they brought it back. You get a couple big matches here and there. It's something new that they add to the product for us to watch. But and I like that they bring in Jesse Ventura sometimes to commentate. That's always entertaining. They ain't brought him in a few months though, because he always says something controversial or always has to bring up politics on the commentary booth, like literally every single time. What would you guys rate SmackDown tonight? I'd probably rate it. I'd probably give it a 5.5. Probably feeling a 5.5 for tonight. I liked Damian Priest getting a win against Tama Tonga. I don't know what they're doing with the storyline where Shinsuke's trying to form an alliance with Tama Tonga, but Tala Tonga doesn't like Shinsuke, and he puts Shinsuke through a table backstage tonight. I don't know. Shinsuke, man, I just. Shinsuke has done nothing but just prove that he's never going to get the job done. He failed in 2017 when he couldn't get the title from Jinder Mahal when Shinsuke faced Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. And, he's just failed time and time again. He had the worst US title run of all time that he won at Survivor Series 2024, lost in early 2025 to LA Knight. That was just an absolutely terrible title reign. So I just have no interest in seeing Shinsuke. You said, I agree with your initial take on SmackDown. It wasn't unwatchable and the flow wasn't bad. It was just a boring show, but there have been worse. It wasn't the most boring show I've ever seen. Like, I wasn't necessarily bored, like, oh my God, I can't. It wasn't necessarily that. It was just the fact that nothing, I knew I was watching something that nothing was going to be relevant after this show. You know what I'm saying? Liberty Markets. I enjoyed the Royce Keys match. Everything else I saw was bad. Um, I mean, Damien got a win. I thought that was pretty decent. I always like seeing Ricky Starks. He had a cool match with Carmelo Hayes, but I think Ricky Starks should have got the win. Dude, I'm telling you, Ricky Starks is a star, and they better book him correctly. Mark my words. Come back to this clip. If Ricky Starks fails in WWE, it will be because of bad writing. This clip, I feel like, will age well in a year, 2 years. Ricky Starks, if he fails in WWE, it will be because of bad writing. It will be because of bad writing. It will not be because he didn't have charisma or because he just wasn't a good wrestler. It will not be because of that. That I can promise you. He said, I only saw the last hour. Was SmackDown 3 hours tonight? Because it certainly did not feel at all like it was 3 hours. I didn't feel like I was watching a 3 hour show. Was it a 3 hour show tonight? It certainly did not feel like it at all. But the shit, I think the worst thing of tonight, I always hate seeing the bloodline, dude. Like, it's bad, man. I don't Solo Sikoa, I'll be happy if he gets released. He fucking sucks. I haven't been a fan of him. I haven't been a fan of Solo Sikoa since he made his debut at Clash of the Castle 2022. I just think that Solo Sikoa is boring, man. Solo Sikoa just has absolutely zero aura. Zero. How am I supposed to care to see a wrestler who has zero aura on my screen? Jacob Fatu has more aura than Solo Sikoa, but Jacob Fatu, I'm not necessarily sold on him as the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sold on him as the guy. What do you guys think? Do you think he has potential to be the guy? Because I don't really know if he does or not. Shit's bright. Joe Cronin, my man, is live. He's pretty cool. I like his videos. Damn, that's flashy as hell. Did SmackDown give us anything relevant to discuss tonight? I mean, a couple things. Did anything? Did you miss anything if you didn't watch SmackDown tonight? Not really. No, not really. I think I would have had Ricky Starks get the win over Carmelo Hayes. I don't see the talent with Carmelo Hayes. I really don't. I really don't. WWE is lacking in black talent right now. I feel like they're lacking a little bit. I mean, they got Royce Keys. Royce Keys is pretty cool. He has potential. Bobby Lashley was great. I liked Bobby Lashley. He just had bad booking a lot of the times. Except in 2021, he had great booking. Trick Williams is is doing pretty good right now. The Street Profits, they're probably going to lose to the Vision, or they might get a surprising win. Who knows? I don't think they will, but you never know. Um, yeah, Trick Williams. I don't think he's got the charisma to be, or not necessarily the charisma. He's got charisma, but I don't think he has like the aura necessarily to be the guy. I just don't know. Because a lot of times they don't want to push actual black talent. They just want to push Samoans and have the Samoans act black for some reason. And that's kind of a slap in the face to the black community because imagine, like, I can't imagine if they're using like an Asian dude or something, or I don't even know, to represent the white community. Like that would kind of be like a slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? That would really be a slap in the face. But I did watch the entire show of SmackDown tonight. I will be here for Collision tomorrow. I'm actually pretty excited to see Collision because it's always cool to see an alternative, a different take on wrestling besides WWE. Because a lot of times WWE just does the same shit, and sometimes it's nice to just see something outside of that bubble. You know what I'm saying? It really is always nice to just see something different. I appreciate every single person who was tuned in here tonight. We're on average gaining like 2 to 3 subscribers per stream that I do, and that's great. And I appreciate you guys a lot because I do put in a lot of effort on these videos and stuff. So it's always cool to see a return on your investment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad to see it paying off. It's not, what people don't understand is it doesn't happen rapidly. It happens slowly. Like I gained like 10 watch hours since yesterday. So that's cool. I'm slowly creeping towards that 4,000 mark to get monetized on YouTube and get super chats. Cannot wait for that. Absolutely cannot wait for that. That's going to be great. Are you guys excited for it? See, like right now, you got the Joe Cronins, the JD's live, so it's cool to get a few viewers in that's not watching those guys. They go live. So JD and Joe Cronin sometimes like 2 to 3 hours. So that's what we need to try to do. I don't know about 3 hours, maybe two, maybe two. When do you guys think AJ Lee will come back? That's the real question. I made a video about her a few weeks ago. Um, when do you guys think AJ Lee will come back? I think it's pretty clear AJ Lee only came back last September to fund her book projects and stuff like that. She didn't come back for the love of wrestling. That's kind of why she seems very casual about her return. She seems very casual with it. But she did say at WrestleMania that it's not goodbye forever, just temporarily. So I don't know. She's talking like she could be gone till we're after SummerSlam. I'm gonna say longer than that. I could say the Royal Rumble because she does not want to be there. I feel like she needed money, and Punk probably got in her ear and was like, "Yo, she needed money." AJ Lee and Punk probably got in her ear and he was like, "Yo, look, the place is different. You can come up in here and get your bag real quick. You can come up in here and get your bag real quick. You can pay for all your books, all your advertising and stuff like this," to AJ Lee. And I feel like that's why she came in there and she looked uncomfortable. She looked like she didn't really care to be there. She was just there to tussle around with her friends Bailey and Becky that she knew because they were in NXT when she was on the main roster. But we're still here and rolling up once again, guys. I appreciate anyone who's coming up in here. If you're here, if you're sitting down, if you're tired, get up. Get up. Go grab you a few things from the refrigerator. Grab you a snack, grab you a drink. We're in here to talk and chat up wrestling, guys. Am I excited if AJ Lee returns? I don't. I know she's not gonna be back to do anything monumental or groundbreaking. So I mean, it's hard to be too excited for it. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very hard to be too excited because AJ Lee, at the end of the day, she grew up as a wrestling fan. I'll give her that. She did grow up as a wrestling fan, but I feel like she lost her passion for it. And CM Punk, I don't know what it is about CM Punk. I just he definitely didn't get his name from nowhere. I just feel like he's just not a good dude. I don't know, like, and I feel like a lot of people see that CM Punk is just not a good dude. He's just not. Do you guys think he's a good dude? A lot of people seem to have bad experiences with CM Punk other than females. CM Punk is friends with every female you could ever name. And he's with AJ Lee, who every promo is like a therapy session with her. Here's the thing. I'm somebody who was watching AJ Lee back in the day. I'm somebody who was watching AJ Lee back in the day when she was a full time performer every single week, not just here and there, every single week. The thing about her, she was good back then because the bar was so low. Listen up. Listen up. The thing about AJ Lee, she was good back then because the bar was so low for women's wrestling that someone like AJ Lee and Paige could come in and get respect because of how bad the women's wrestling really used to be. Like when I tell you women's wrestling really used to be that bad. Like it really was that what it was. It was that fucking bad. Trying to get this perfectly rolled up. We got 4 up in here. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to like the video. But AJ Lee came back, and I think it's kind of fucked up though because you come back you come back because you want to fund your books and your signings or whatever, right? Don't you think that's kind of a slap in the face to your fans, or do you just not give a fuck? It sounds to me like she just doesn't give a fuck. But I only saw oh yeah, I saw that last comment. I appreciate anyone who comes up in here and watches this long form content that we do in a world today where a lot of people prefer short content. I personally prefer long content. I think you get more out of it. Oh no, my torch is almost out of fluid. Oh, AJ Lee was overrated, always was. She has she has a I would say she has an aura to her for sure. She when she returned, it was a great moment. I'll give her that, and she played it off well during that I'm talking about like the actual segment where she returned. She did a good job during that segment because she knows how to make an entrance and she knows how to like carry herself like with the proper cadence, the way that's the term that Hulk Hogan and stuff uses, a cadence, like the way you carry yourself. She knows how to do that well, but she was never a great wrestler. That's the thing. Some people think she was, but she really was not a great wrestler. She was not a great wrestler. She knows how to carry herself. The reason her mic work was good when she wanted it to be. The reason why her mic work was bogus as fuck when she came back was because she didn't give a shit. Can you imagine having to make yourself talk when you don't give a shit? It's kind of like hopping on here when you don't give a shit about wrestling and having to make yourself talk about it. It kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. Yeah, I actually remember watching that episode live when she became the Raw GM. It was in July of 2012 at Raw 1000. Vince McMahon interrupted the wedding between AJ and Daniel Bryan and announced AJ was going to be the general manager. I remember back in 2012, I was upset because I was hoping a big return was going to happen because 2012 was a very dry year, especially the summer. The early part kicked off pretty good. Summer and fall of 2012 was awful. They had AJ become Raw general manager. I enjoyed Daniel Bryan's work at that time. I didn't enjoy the yes shit or the WrestleMania 30 yes movement bullshit. I did not enjoy that. I enjoyed the Team Hell No shit and the Daniel Bryan run before that whenever he was like um dating AJ Lee and shit. I did enjoy that work mostly. Most of the time I did. Yeah, we've already been here an hour 36. We're trying to get some new viewers, so I gotta stay live. I'll probably go to like the 2 hour mark, more than likely. Just here to chill and talk about wrestling for the SmackDown stream. I'll check my stream out. Check my channel out. Let's see what's doing. See how it's doing, I should say. All right. Okay, my AEW show shot up. Got like 30 extra views since I started this stream. That's also what I like about doing videos because it might not get a lot of views when you first upload it, but like 2 weeks after, it could randomly start getting views. And that's what I look at it as. All these little videos, all these little streams, my eyes watering over. Well, all these little streams I do, that's like planting seeds that blossom. And every stream I do, something I've noticed, I've been noticing this. Every stream I do is getting more and more and more attention. You can't stop. That's the problem. You can't stop. When I show up tomorrow, when I show up Monday, when I show up all these days, the only show I will not review, I'm not reviewing TNA and I'm not reviewing NXT. I'm not reviewing those shows. I might talk a little bit about NXT here and there, but I'm not reviewing it. NXT is the worst. I'll stand on this. NXT is the worst wrestling program on weekly. NXT is the worst wrestling program weekly. Worst. I'd rather watch TNA over NXT. You got Mason Cruz or whatever, aka Mason Rook, or no, it's Will Cruz, aka Mason Rook, who has debuted in NXT as of recently. Will he end up being a star? Who knows? We've seen a lot of people with promise come in, and we've seen a lot of them hit that same door that they came in on the way out. I'm gonna check Twitter real fast to make sure I'm not missing any news. Joe Hendry named CM Punk as one of his dream opponents. Who cares? Joe Hendry sucks. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Dun, dun. I believe in Joe Hendry. Dun, dun. The fucking turnaround shit that he does. Yep. Confirmed Cody Rhodes versus Gunther clash in Italy. I thought we already knew that it was confirmed. So like, what the fuck is this writing? We already know that it's confirmed. They act like it's a big news or big deal that they just reconfirmed it after the show. Okay, so Saturday night's main event, a new match has been added. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss versus Jade Cargill, Meechin, and B-Fab. Who gives a fuck? They're just planting seeds for the Rhea and Jade rematch from WrestleMania. I don't know. After tonight's SmackDown, I don't even know if Jade should get the belt back. To be honest, at first I thought, well, I don't know. I don't want to see Rhea with the belt. I seen something where all the champions from 2023 currently have all the titles in 2026. Okay, SmackDown returns to 2 hours next month, so June. So in June 2026, SmackDown will be going back to 2 hours. That is what SmackDown needs. That's definitely what. But we got WrestleMania 43 next year in Saudi. They might have to try to go all out for that show. It makes me wonder if we could finally get Roman versus Rock. Because we were supposed to get Roman versus Rock in 2024. And Cody Rhodes pulled a Daniel Bryan and interjected himself into it. Even though technically he did win the 2024 Royal Rumble, so he deserved it, but still, we wanted to see Roman and Rock. Maybe they could do it in Saudi. I don't think The Rock. It's been a little over a year since we've seen The Rock on WWE programming. The Rock's last appearance was at Elimination Chamber in March 2025 when John Cena turned heel. And then before that, he appeared on NXT when his daughter was the GM, and he appeared on Raw in January 25. The same episode as Hulk Hogan's last episode when he got booed. The Netflix debut on Raw, January 25. Um, yeah, I seen Fatal Attraction cut a backstage promo tonight. I barely talked about that. JC Jane was one of them. Laney Reed. I can't remember all their names. Fallon something. But I know JC Jane's the main one. I got just don't fumble him. That's all. They're just gonna end up feeding him to a Jade or something, or to a Rhea, or to a Charlotte. Just fucking do something interesting and don't fuck it up. That's all I ask. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. Did Conor McGregor and Max Holloway really get announced for UFC? That'd be crazy. Yeah, I seen where Nia Jackson Lash Legend had a backstage promo with Bree and Paige also. Two big ass bitches, tall as hell for women. I like Ricky Saints a lot though. I hope they don't fumble him. They will though. They fumble everybody. Any wrestler you could ever name that's shown any kind of promise, they have fumbled. They fumble every single one of them. Buddy Matthews is back. I'm looking forward to watching Double or Nothing. There's a match with Will Ospreay and Samoa Joe that I'm looking forward to seeing. I think Will Ospreay and Samoa Joe could be a pretty good match. I definitely think Will Ospreay will beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's looking slim if you see him recently. He's like 47 years old. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks small now because he already wasn't the tallest guy. But Will Ospreay will probably beat Samoa Joe in the Owen Hart tournament. They're doing that Owen Hart tournament in AEW, and they're also doing a women's Owen Hart tournament. Jade came out there and she cut a promo tonight. She was like, "Everybody's scared of me" type shit. And that's when Charlotte and Alexa came out. So they're gonna do a feud with Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa now. Is that the direction they're headed in? Royce Keys and Solo Sikoa. It's 12:54 a.m. now, so it's May 16th already. So Collision is tonight. We don't have a pay per view tonight. Finally, next pay per view is Clash in Italy. So is that next Saturday, or is it the Saturday after? So, SmackDown needs Kevin Owens back. I agree. Somebody said that. I kind of miss Kevin Owens. Didn't he have like a bad neck injury or something? Kevin Owens is entertaining to watch. I used to shit on him a lot, but he's cool. He's cool to watch. He's good on the mic. He's got a good. He's good. I like Kevin Owens. He's cool. He's better than Sami Zayn for sure. Let me go read my comments. I ain't even been looking at my comments. I could have missed some. My stupid ass. Remember when she was the Raw? Oh yeah, okay. He has a cool move set. Who are you talking about that has a cool move set? But Solo and Royce Keys. Royce Keys will probably get the better of Solo in that, I would assume. But after this, we got Night of Champions, and then Money in the Bank for some reason is in September in New Orleans, I believe, or something like. Is it New Orleans? I can't remember. But for some reason, oh, Kevin Owens saw KO live a few times. Hey, that's cool, man. That's dope. I'd like to go to a wrestling show again soon. But Kevin Owens is cool to see. Mason Rook versus Kevin Owens. Could you imagine seeing that? Them two going at it in the ring. I feel like that match would be entertaining. Just to really imagine Mason Rook versus Kevin Owens. I feel like they could put on a banger. I really do. Guys, I appreciate anyone who's tuning in. It means a lot. We've been grinding, so it's great to see results finally. After grinding all these fucking years and seeing nothing, it's cool to see at least a few people even. But we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep fucking grinding. Be sure to like the stream if you haven't already. Mason Rook has a cool moveset. Yeah, so does Kevin Owens. They would fucking go at it, bro. I'm telling you. I would like to see Mason Rook on the main roster. I just think he needs to be in NXT for a while. He needs to get used to that WWE style a little bit. He's probably a little green right now. I've seen him do a pile driver. I don't know if they'll let him do that pile. If Vince was there, first of all, Vince would not like Mason Rook's look. I'll tell you that much. And he would not like Mason Rook doing a pile driver. Because only Vince only trusted Undertaker to do pile drivers. I don't think he would trust Mason Rook, some random out of shape dude, to do a pile driver on one of his top stars. I don't think Vince would. I really don't. Imagine he does a pile driver on Roman Reigns and makes Roman Reigns have to retire. Do you see the? Oh yeah, the moonsault. Mason Rook will be entertaining on the main roster. I feel like he just needs to learn how to hang with the WWE boys. Mason Rook versus Drew McIntyre. Mason Rook versus Randy Orton. Mason Rook versus Roman Reigns. Mason Rook versus Kevin Owens. Mason Rook versus Ricky Starks. Mason Rook versus Trick Williams. Mason Rook versus Obafemi. Mason Rook versus Otis. Mason Rook versus Seth Rollins. Mason Rook versus Gunther, Mason Rook versus Cody Rhodes. Imagine some of those. I don't even know if half of the WWE audience even knows who Mason Rook is. I feel like they don't even pay attention to NXT to know who he is. Man, I can't believe I've been live for almost 2 hours already. That's kind of crazy. But I did go live right after SmackDown. Trying to get those watch hours in. Dude, I'm telling you, my streams every single time are just doing better and better. I try to be nice to everybody to keep them coming back. Somebody commented on my poll or on my question that I posted on YouTube. Guys, go check those out. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube page. First of all, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do it. Go to my YouTube page, go to my posts, and um, you'll see a bunch of polls that I put up. A few polls that I put up today. Go participate in those polls, and let's get some answers on a couple of these questions. We'll have more polls coming as well. We're going to be working on brand deals and sponsorships soon. But yeah, we're here talking. We're here talking wrestling, man. That's what we do. We give the realest, rawest opinions on wrestling at all times. Are you guys looking forward to Raw Monday? I think we have a match: Liv Morgan and Roxanne, or Roxanne and Raquel versus, is it Paige and Bree or someone else of that stature? I can't remember exactly. Let's go check Twitter one last time. See if there's any news after the show. Oh yeah, that moonsault was crazy. He literally landed on the concrete floor, dude. If those people aren't careful, he could end his career doing a moonsault on the concrete floor with no one catching him, being a 300 some pounder. Uh, I think Fatal Attraction, JC Jane, and all them, they're future champions for sure. Women's tag champions, and maybe a women's mid card champion for JC Jane. Dude, just that John Cena Classic tournament is fucking stupid. Just pretend like you never announced that shit. It made no fucking sense. No one understands it. It sounds like some fucking retard who's never watched wrestling once in their life came up with that tournament for the John Cena Championship. Like, what the fuck? This makes wrestling so fucking corny, dude. It really does. I don't know. I'm kind of not looking forward to Clash in Italy now because it just looks like they're going in a boring direction. They can't ever do anything interesting or new. Even a triple threat match, Royce Keys versus Cody versus Gunther, would be more interesting than Cody versus Gunther. Where's LA Knight? LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, CM Punk. Where are they? Why are your top guys not on the fucking shows after WrestleMania? Like I said, after the Attitude Era, can you imagine Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, all these people not being on Raw after WrestleMania? That's kind of fucking insane. And then we had a Danhausen segment I forgot about. Danhausen, I'm okay with seeing backstage segments. I don't want to see nothing with him in the ring. I have no interest in seeing Danhausen in the ring. Something that was cool tonight though, there wasn't Slim Jim ads on the table. I just noticed that. On the table that Cody Rhodes set up in the ring for the contract signing with Gunther, there was no Slim Jim logos on that table that he set up. So that was pretty cool. Hopefully they will continue to have Slim Jim logos. It's inevitable, but it's cool that they didn't tonight. I see where Karrion Cross on the independent scene now is doing the belt collector gimmick. That never works because you just end up having to lose all the fucking titles. There's also a big Netflix MMA fight this weekend. You got Mike Perry versus Nate Diaz, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, and Francis Ngannou versus someone else. Drake mentioned Liv Morgan on his new album Iceman. Drake is just weird, man. Drake is weird. He's a weirdo. The long I used to love his music, but the longer Drake speaks, the more I just don't care to hear a fucking word that dude has to say. He's he's a very lustful man. He's fucking weird, man. Mason Sells, Joe, what's good, brother? I'm not sure you'll know or care what's going on SmackDown, but we're here, bro. We're grinding. We're gaining 2 to 3 new subs every stream. We're here to talk. Here soon, I'm working on new sponsors and brand deals. We're gonna be here for the long. We're gonna be here tomorrow night. We're gonna be here Monday. We're gonna keep grinding at this shit. We got no choice but to make it fucking happen, and that's what we're here to do. Like, guys, go vote on my polls that I posted on my YouTube post. We've been here for an hour and 57 now, so we were gonna try to hit at least 2 hours on this stream. We've been discussing pretty much the whole show of SmackDown tonight, reviewing everything, talking about Clash in Italy, everything else going on. Now Drake's weird, dude. Mentioning female wrestlers in his music, he's just so fucking weird. He's a weirdo. Drake's a weirdo. I don't even know if I could listen to his music the same anymore. Ronda Rousey's talking a lot of shit about WWE. So Sean Spears faced Otis on main event. Sean Spears is Ty Dillinger, aka Stan, the dude that Shawn Michaels super kicked back in 2006. Otis, I honestly forget that main event is even still around. Okay, no, it was a tag match. Akira and Otis versus Sean Spears, Ty Dillinger, basically, and someone else. I see Chud the Builder. Chud the Builder got what he was asking for. Chutter Bob from 8 Mile. Chutter Bob. Whew. We're going to hit the 2 hour mark, and I'm probably going to wrap the stream up. If anybody's got any last questions, go ahead and ask it now. We'll answer them before the stream ends. We've been live for almost 2 hours now, guys. If you want to check out the replay, please do. I'm trying to get some watch hours. We gained 10 just since yesterday, so we need to get to 4,000. We're almost at 500. We need to get to 4,000. So we need to keep getting these watch hours. Leave my videos playing in the background. Whatever you got to do, please. Just help me make it work. I appreciate your support. But if anybody's got any last questions, go ahead and ask it, and we'll answer those before we wrap it up. We had a good stream here tonight. We had a lot of new people pop in. We had a few people comment. I appreciate you guys for doing that. Any last questions before the 2 hour mark? And we're going to wrap it up, guys. I appreciate anyone who tuned in. The streams are doing good, man. We're getting consistent. You said, I'm glad I gave you a couple more watch hours. Oh, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate you. Anytime you watch my videos, it's adding to my watch hours. Anytime you watch any of my old videos, new videos, live, shorts, regular videos, all that, it adds to my watch hours. I appreciate anyone who does and anyone who likes. Anytime you like, comment, anything, man, it helps push my videos out there more and more. Keeps them active. But yeah, SmackDown tonight, it gets a 5.5 out of 10 for me. It gets a 5.5 out of 10 for me. I'm probably about to grab something to drink and probably hit the stack for tonight. It's 1:09 a.m. now, guys. We went live longer than I thought we would after SmackDown. Was SmackDown 3 hours? Because it didn't feel like it at all. It did not feel like it at all. I'll go check. We got 5 likes on the stream, man. We're growing, bro. I remember when I couldn't get 1 like. Now we're getting 5. It's just growing each stream, man. I'm telling you, man, we're gonna make it on this YouTube thing. My old videos keep getting gradually more views also. That's always dope. Okay, guys. I'm gonna wait about 1 more minute. If anybody's got any questions before I wrap the stream up, go ahead and ask them now. I'm gonna wait about 1 more minute or so. Well, see ya. Hey, Mason, you came in at the end of the stream, bro. That's my brother, by the way. Mason, you came in at the end of the stream. Yeah, we've been here the last over 2 hours now. Yeah, I mean, our YouTube channel is gradually growing. We're getting about 2 to 3 new subs each video now. That's dope. Stacking bricks, bro. We are stacking them bricks. It's good to see it grow. Said I wasn't on YouTube. I don't get emails when you go. Bro, hit the notification bell and click all. Turn off the notifications and then turn it back on. Hit all so you get all my notifications when I go live. But yeah, man. We've been growing, man. I appreciate it. For real, for real. And we're nowhere near where we're gonna be. We're gonna keep fucking grinding. I'm telling you, it's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. I know what I'm doing. It just takes time. It does not happen overnight. And I know the blueprint. I know the path now. I know what I need to do. You guys are gonna see that I'm clocking in like a job for this shit. We got a famous YouTuber in here. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But we're growing gradually. We're not famous, but we're growing gradually. That's usually how it works. But yeah, guys, I'm tired of shit, man. After this show, what was it? A 3 hour show? A 3 hour show tonight, and then this over 2 hour stream. I'm tired of shit. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the stream up. That's it, guys. I appreciate everyone who came by and stopped and talked for tonight. We're gonna be live again later tonight for AEW Collision, so tune in for that. I'm gonna try to upload a few videos. I thought Grant of Squared Circle was a big channel. Must have been thinking of someone else. Hmm. All right. Well, that's it, guys. I appreciate everyone for tuning in on our SmackDown review. We had another successful stream here tonight. Appreciate all the watch hours, guys. So we'll be here for AEW Collision tonight. Be ready for that. Collision, I believe, starts at 8. We'll be checking that out. And we'll be talking about AEW tonight, guys. I appreciate everyone who came by. Appreciate all of you who came in tonight.